All right, guys, I'm going to share a little secret with you all. It's a secret to how I got my first 10 customers, and I haven't really shared it with anyone until today. But I keep seeing people making videos on how to get to 10K a month, and they talk about these strategies that cost money, right? Now, I understand if you're starting out, you may not have the cash flow to go and buy lead scrapers and things like that. So this strategy is what I actually used to get my first 10 customers. And the beauty about it is that you've really got nothing to lose because it costs nothing. It is completely free. It is a lot of hard work, but it's completely free. So you literally have nothing to lose except for time, and it will make you better at your craft as a marketer doing SMMA. So before I get into it, let me introduce myself. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy. Everyone calls me Uncle Jimmy, and I assume it's because I'm an old man. And I've been running my agency, My Online Guy, for over 8 years. And I'm also a coach over at Easy Grow, which is Charlie Morgan's course. You probably heard of him before. And I have helped over 500 SMMA owners now conquer their service delivery and get results so they have clients that stay with them forever. And if you want to learn more about me and what I do, come and join my free school group. It's one of the most active school groups for SMMA on school, and it's completely free. So go and give that a try. It's in the description. Okay, so let's continue to talk about this strategy here. The strategy I'm about to show you is how I got my first 10 clients. It costs nothing. It makes you better at SMMA. It also helps build your credibility in the market, and it works reasonably quickly. It's not going to work overnight, but if you keep at it, it's going to work really well over a long period of time. And to this day, it's still getting me leads. And I know what you're thinking. This sounds kind of too good to be true, but it honestly isn't. It's just something that a lot of people don't think about. And I'm about to share that with you right now, so let's get into it. Okay, guys, so you can see that we're in Facebook. So obviously the strategy involves Facebook, and I'm going to put you all out of your misery. The strategy I'm going to be talking about today is Facebook Lives. They are so underrated, it's almost criminal. And I'm going to run through how I did it and how it would work for you. And like I said, I haven't really shared this strategy with anyone specifically because why share a strategy that works? Because I know that marketers ruin things. So if this works for you, just keep it to yourself because I know it works really well and I'm sure it's going to do the same for you. So let's take a minute to talk about the theory on why I think it works so well. And then I'll show you how I executed on it and how I actually go about doing them. So the reason I think it works so well and works, say, better than YouTube for finding business owners is because people don't realize that a lot of businesses that you're going to work with are still using Facebook. Unless the business owners you're going to work with are like less than maybe 20 years old or 22 years old, if they're a millennial, if they're someone that's my age and older, they're still using Facebook day to day. I still use Facebook every day, and I am a marketer that's on the trends, but Facebook is still the platform that I'm on. And these business owners still use Facebook groups. They're still active. They're still moving around. So what I've found with YouTube especially is, yes, there are business owners that are on YouTube, but by the time they get onto YouTube and they're watching and consuming your content, someone's picked them up along the way. So we need to get them at the source and interrupt their marketing patterns. And this strategy works way better than Facebook ads, and it's free. It just requires a lot of work. So effectively what I've been doing for years, and to be completely fair, I don't do it anymore because we get most of our leads from inbound strategies. Most people are referrals. So I haven't done this in a while, but you can see here, I've created years and years of Facebook Lives. It just keeps going. These are all lives that I've done over the years. And this is how I got my clients. There are people still to this day that see one of my lives and then engage me for my services. It just works so well. Let me talk about sort of the mechanics of how I do this. If you don't want to spend any money at all, you can literally just go into your Facebook and just hit the live button and go live. As long as you've got a webcam, you're going to be able to do that. And effectively what I did is I just spoke about marketing. I just spoke about Facebook marketing, SEO, Google Ads, websites. So I just spoke about concepts that I came across in my travels. So effectively, if you look at some of these lives, there's Q&As. Basically, I called it Frothy Fridays. I just did it once a week, and I would just pick questions. And if I couldn't find any questions, I would just make questions up. So I would go on a Quora, I'd go on Reddit, look at what business owners are asking about marketing, and then I would do a live and I would talk to the question and just talk about what I knew about marketing. Now, the first lives that I did for the first maybe 10 or 15, no one was watching them. I got like my mum on there, maybe my wife would pop in and say hello, but I was basically talking to thin air. But over time, as you can see, some of these lives, 1.7 thousand views, 1.8 thousand views, 2,000 views, 2.3 thousand views. You know, they get views. But over time, what was happening is that as people discovered my lives and I was consistently doing it week in, week out, business owners started to tune in. When I basically stopped, I was getting about 20 to 30 business owners every live. Now, you're probably wondering, how does it get discovered? Well, the beauty right now is that no one's doing Facebook Lives. Very few people do lives, especially around businesses and helping businesses out. So right now you get a lot of visibility in the space. When I first started doing it, it was kind of lives were kind of new, so everyone was doing them, but everyone's moved on to other things. Generally, I found in the marketing space, if you do the opposite of what the rest of the market is doing, generally you'll get the eyeballs. I just found that they naturally got found, but I did have strategies to help them get pushed out into the market. And this is what I want to share with you guys, because it's one thing to record the lives. It's another thing to force amplify what you do. So the thing I did is I added myself to a heap of business groups. So I got business, let's say this group here, for instance. And what I would do after I did the live is I would go into all of these groups and I would just add my live in there. I just over time have just added business groups like in Australia, and I would just go into all these groups and just add them all and just post them. And I wouldn't post it to all of them. I'd post it to like 5 at a time. I'd post to 5, then next week I'd post to another 5, next week I'd post to another 5. And what happens as these business owners start seeing your video pop up all the time, they'll watch one, and then the same thing that happens on YouTube will happen here. They watch one and then they start to binge watch 7 or 8, 9 at once. And it makes it super effective. What you'll find over time too is people will just start asking you questions. So that's what I found is like in the first like 10, 20, no one asked anything. And then as they started to go on, people started to actually ask me questions, and that's what I base my live actually on. So this strategy, it doesn't sound complex, right? It's not a complex approach, but it's how I got my first clients. And it's completely free, and you'd be mad. I actually think you'd be mad not to do it, because it removes a lot of the friction that stops someone doing YouTube, right? Like the thing with YouTube is you need a thumbnail, you need to think of a catchy title. You don't have to worry about that because it gets pushed to people, and when people are on Facebook, it comes up on their feed, which is a super effective way of getting them in front of the eyeballs without having to do all the complex stuff like come up with a title and a thumbnail and things like that. The beauty is too, is you could, if you wanted to start your YouTube channel off for your niche, you could just push these videos to YouTube as well, put a thumbnail on the top and push them to YouTube as well. It's a very effective strategy, and it is genuinely free. So you have nothing to lose except a bit of time. But even if it doesn't work for you and you don't get the clients, you're going to learn a lot about marketing, because if you have to talk about marketing for 30 minutes, you're sure as shit going to learn about marketing. And like I said, if you run out of ideas, just go into Quora, go into ChatGPT and get it to come up with questions, and then just ask the questions. And you'll see in mine, I had a bit of a format to mine. Like I had the questions pop up towards the end. It got pretty polished. And you can see my questions will pop up in the corner here. Your specific circumstance, and I wouldn't edit these at all. I would just do it uncut, live. Doesn't matter. People expect mistakes. It's live. So guys, don't sleep on this strategy. Like I said, I haven't shared it with anyone, but I attribute a lot of the success I have as an agency to these lives. And as you can see, it's just a consistency thing. You've just got to get in there and do it, because if you get in there and do it, people will watch it. And it's the same as Facebook, same as YouTube. I just personally think this works better than YouTube when it comes to targeting business owners specifically. Now, if you're making content for other marketing agencies, YouTube's way better. But if you're making content to target business owners, this content works really, really well. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you want to learn more about how to deliver a service and scale your agency, this one's a little bit more on the sales side. I don't do much content when it comes to sales. But if you want to learn about how to grow an agency properly and run an agency properly, make sure to join my free school group. If you want to be part of an actual community that's going to be involved and answer questions, that's the group to go to. So that's in the description of this video. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one.